We have a portfolio chairperson in Parliament, National Parliament, of Housing. Kauze sis. Nocawe, she's the portfolio chairperson for Housing.
Thank you so much. I'm not going to defend anything, but I just want to make some observations and some comments. And I just want to start with the last comment that has been made by the learned gentleman next to me, Mr. Tolelama. That yes, the African National Congress is at this point in time not the correct organization that must lead the country.
So I think that at another level, somewhere a conversation needs to take place about how do we as South Africa rediscover the legitimacy and the authority and the confidence that we once enjoyed as a country. Now, is the ANC the body to carry that mission out? I don't think so.
But I think what he then didn't finish was, who then? He didn't tell us who then must lead. I think that would be very nice to hear him saying, if then the African National Congress is not the correct one to lead right now.
So where that is going to come from, the ANC may continue to rule, for sure. But ruling is not the same thing as leading and kind of providing the kind of authority that it always provided.
Who then must lead?
And for that you do need intellectual leadership. And I just don't think that has been coming forth.
And it would be very, for me, as an intellectual here, if he can unpack that. So that as we are sitting here, we live here understanding then that we've got these options in terms of who can lead us. The ANC is not in a position to do this, but give us then the hope of who then.
The question of who will lead, not who will rule. The question of who owns the future, it will always be a question of ideas. A political party can get majority, but ultimately history tells us that those who actually produce new ideas and capture the imagination of young people will lead that society. What is happening, and I reiterate the point that I was making, that the ANC is not going to, I have not seen one big idea from the ANC that can say to me, you know, since Thabo Mbeki's African Renaissance.
And I'm saying to you at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, yes, the African National Congress has got its shortcomings. But I think at this point in time, you've got no one else to lead you except the African National Congress. The ANC is the one that must lead you at this point in time.
I may not know. You see, the business of sociologists is not to know what will happen in the future, but is to analyze what is happening in society. And all I'm doing is, from where I sit, the organization that will lead is organization that will produce ideas.
But what needs to happen is that each and every one of us must look at these shortcomings and say, ANC, here are the shortcomings. Can you do A, B, C, and D? The problem that we have is that we've got intellectuals that are sitting away from the African National Congress and are sitting and then observing from a distance. And as they are observing from a distance, they become spectators. And as they become spectators, they are not assisting the ANC. Then the ANC is sitting alone with us who are not intellectuals, who are not able to do this kind of analysis. But they're not there to help us to give this insight into saying this needs to happen.
Now, in the late 1980s, we graduated, some of us, with master's degrees. I had a master's degree in housing from Wits University. And in that time, the ANC was looking for how to formulate housing policy in this country. And do you know who the ANC went to? It relied on people from the Urban Foundation. The housing policy we have in this country, and we, black kids with a master's degree in housing from that, we're saying, but hey, you know, you can't do this. And they wouldn't have the time of day for us. So the notion that we have not been making our ideas known and offering them. I've been writing newspaper columns for the past 20 years.
Help us and give us that guidance.
But the way it's going right now, it can convince itself as much as it likes, but from where I sit, unless you have the capacity to capture the imagination of young people, you don't own the future.